If you're over 60, there's something in your kitchen right now that might be speeding up the aging process, and no one's told you. It could be hiding in your breakfast, or in that healthy loaf of bread you keep buying, thinking you're making the right choice. The truth is hard, but it needs to be said. Some of the most common foods eaten by seniors today are quietly stealing their energy, clouding their memory, and stripping away their independence, day by day, without them noticing. These carbs, sold to us as harmless, are sabotaging your health from the inside out. And the worst part? They're disguised as friends, wrapped in labels that say low-fat, whole grain, or no sugar. You follow the rules, trust the packaging, and still you feel more tired, more foggy, more inflamed. Ever wondered why? The answer lies here, and once you understand it, it could radically change what ends up on your plate. Because once you know which carbs are hurting you, and why, you start living with more clarity, more energy, and less pain. This isn't hype. It's science. And it's also ancient wisdom. The kind that's been forgotten in the West, but still shapes the lives of people who stay sharp and strong well past their 100th birthday. In the next few minutes, you'll discover the worst carbs to eat after 60, and how removing them might be the first step in reversing symptoms you thought were just part of aging: fatigue, brain fog, mood swings, trouble losing weight. What if all that had a simpler cause than you ever imagined? A lot of people think that once you turn 60, the smart thing to do is to cut out carbs completely. But what if I told you that certain carbs are not only safe, they're essential for staying healthy, sharp, and independent in your later years? It's not about willpower. It's about the right knowledge. In Japan, where aging adults walk with a lightness and clarity that turns heads, specific carb-rich foods are part of daily meals and have been for generations. These aren't magic pills. They're ancient kitchen secrets passed down from grandmothers to grandchildren. And now modern science is finally catching up. One of those powerful carbs, fermented brown rice, known in Japan as nukazuke, sounds unfamiliar to us, but over there, it's a treasure, packed with fiber, probiotics, and nutrients that nourish the gut. And as you know, when the gut is balanced, the mind is clear. This kind of rice doesn't just help digestion. It helps your body absorb minerals that fight fatigue and mental fog. Want to try it? Prep your rice, let it ferment gently, just like traditional Japanese kitchens do. A clay pot, a little patience, and a lot of care. Every spoonful is worth it. Another forgotten superfood in the West? Adzuki beans. Small, humble, and quietly powerful. They help cleanse the kidneys and strengthen the blood, two essential points for anyone looking to maintain health after 60. Cook them slowly, the old-fashioned way, and they become true food medicine. Try swapping your usual black beans with adzuki. Add some Japanese pumpkin or purple sweet potato. These meals don't just fill you up, they heal. If you've ever wondered what to eat for better health in old age, this is it: real food, full of purpose and rooted in wisdom. And that purple sweet potato, it deserves a spotlight of its own. It's a daily staple on the island of Okinawa, home to one of the world's highest life expectancies. Rich in antioxidants, fiber, and slow-releasing carbs, it gives sustained energy without spiking your blood sugar. Want a practical tip? Roast it with the skin on, sprinkle some cinnamon, add a pinch of sea salt. Simple, powerful. This food helps you maintain autonomy as you age, fueling you steadily, avoiding the highs and crashes that leave you sluggish, irritable, and drained. Eating well isn't about avoiding weight gain. It's about moving through life with ease and strength. Another highly underrated food, once sacred in ancient cultures, is yam, especially the Japanese variety called nagamo, which can be eaten raw, grated, or gently simmered in broths. It boosts the immune system, purifies the blood, and even supports libido, something many forget to care for after 60. But your body hasn't forgotten. When you include carbs like this in a senior's diet, the body responds with renewed energy and a more balanced mood. Imagine starting your day with a warm yam porridge, boiled plantain, and a drizzle of raw honey. That kind of breakfast isn't just fuel, it's respect for the body, and for the time you still have. The most surprising part: these foods were abandoned in the West, replaced by quicker, processed versions. And your body notices. Ever eaten a meal and felt bloated or drowsy instead of energized? That doesn't happen with ancestral carbs. They don't drain your energy, they restore it. The real secret to healthy aging isn't avoiding all carbs, it's choosing the right ones. And that's the turning point. While some foods quietly harm you, others gently heal, and this is something we urgently need to talk about. It's ironic how many foods that claim to support health are actually the very ones robbing it. The worst offenders are often hiding in plain sight, right there in the kitchens of millions trying to age well, but instead feeling more tired, foggy, or achy, without ever realizing the real cause. You trust the marketing, you trust the packaging, but the body never lies. It responds with inflammation, fatigue, brain fog. And those are signals we can't afford to ignore. Take white bread, for example, or even the store-bought whole wheat kind packed with additives. After 60, these carbs quickly convert to glucose, spiking your blood sugar and crashing your energy soon after. The result? Irritability, sluggishness, trouble focusing. That harmless-looking toast at breakfast? It's like starting your day with a spoonful of straight sugar. If your goal is to stay healthy in your later years, swap it for naturally fermented sourdough or a warm bowl of oatmeal with cinnamon and apples. It might taste different at first, but the vitality that follows? You'll feel the difference from the inside out. Another silent saboteur. Those whole grain breakfast cereals with shiny boxes and big promises. They claim to offer fiber and vitamins, but what they actually deliver are preservatives, colorings, and corn syrup. If you're aiming to be a healthy senior, you've got to learn how to spot these traps. A simple rule of thumb: read the label. If you can't pronounce half the ingredients, your body probably won't recognize them either. And when the body doesn't recognize what it's eating, it reacts. With inflammation, with confusion, with fatigue. Swap those boxes for sprouted grain cereals with no added sugars. Your gut and your brain will thank you. And then there's instant noodles. Cheap, quick, addictive, and possibly one of the most dangerous foods for anyone over 60. They're packed with low-quality carbs, sodium, artificial flavors, and trans fats. What starts as a convenient meal turns into days of bloating, headaches, and mood swings. I once worked with a man who thought he had hormone issues. Turned out he was eating 3 packs of instant noodles a week. If you're serious about aging with health, switch to chickpea or brown rice pasta tossed with fresh veggies and extra virgin olive oil. You'll feel the difference, sometimes in just a few days. Let's talk about diet soda. Yes, even the zero sugar kind. Many older adults think they're making a smart swap. But artificial sweeteners disrupt gut health, mess with your microbiome, and ironically, make you crave more sugar. Strange, right? But real. Studies are showing a clear link between these sweeteners and cognitive decline in seniors. Better option? Make your own fruit-infused water with fresh slices of orange, berries, mint, and ice. It's refreshing, beautiful, and actually supports your independence by keeping you hydrated without the chemical cocktail. The saddest part? Good people trying to do the right thing are being misled by packaging and clever marketing. The food industry has a cruel talent for dressing up poison as health food. So now more than ever, we need to listen to the body and pay attention to the signs. That post-lunch drowsiness, that fog that rolls in after dinner, that exhaustion despite a full night's sleep, these are your body's way of begging you to look closer. And the truth is, it's not just about avoiding harmful foods. It's about rediscovering what really nourishes. And that brings us to something even more powerful. Picture this: a 98-year-old man walking with confidence, laughing with his grandkids, answering questions about his youth with crystal clarity. That's not luck. That's the result of decades of small, intentional choices, especially the ones made at the dinner table. For older adults, eating well shouldn't be just about cholesterol or blood pressure. It should be about aging with joy, sharpness, and a spark for life. Because there's a big difference between simply living longer and aging well. One path starts with pills. The other starts in your kitchen. There's something deeply inspiring about the daily life of centenarians in Okinawa, Sardinia, or Korea. They're not counting calories. They're not hopping on trendy diets. They eat simply, but wisely. Fresh, local foods, colorful vegetables, beans, fruits, whole grains. Nothing ultra-processed. No flashy packaging. They understand that food isn't just fuel, it's information. Every bite tells your body something: I care for you, or I'm burdening you. Want to know what to eat for more health in your later years? Learn to send the right message. And when the body receives the right message, the mind responds. It's no coincidence that so many of these elders have sharp memory, good humor, and quick thinking. Their food choices reduce brain inflammation, stabilize blood sugar, and strengthen neural connections. Think walnuts, flax seeds, extra virgin olive oil, dark leafy greens, and berries. These are daily miracles. For anyone looking to maintain independence after 60, protecting mental clarity is just as crucial as preserving mobility. Because let's be real, the body only goes as far as the mind allows. I have a dear friend, Mrs. Vera. She's 74 now. For decades, she started her mornings with sugar-filled cookies and a can of diet soda, habits she picked up in the 80s. Then one day, she switched to smoothies with spinach, green apple, and chia seeds. 3 weeks in, she called me. It's like someone lifted a fog from my brain. That mental cloud she thought was just part of aging vanished. That's the power of eating the right food at the right time. It's not about restriction, it's about transformation. Now listen, this doesn't mean you have to be perfect. Eating well doesn't require sainthood. It's about making smart choices more often than not. Swapping sweet rolls for bananas and oats. Cooking with turmeric and ginger. Going back to those healing teas your grandma used to make with such care. All of that adds up. That's how you age with health, with enough energy to do what you love, play with your grandkids, go for walks without fear, and think with clarity. Living well shouldn't be rare. It should be the norm. And if you've made it this far, maybe you're wondering, wait, what if the symptoms I've been blaming on age aren't really about age at all? Maybe, just maybe, the key to relief is far simpler than you thought. Many people hit 65 thinking it's normal to feel constantly tired, to forget names, to wake up grumpy for no reason, or to walk around with that heavy, foggy head. And let's be clear, it's not their fault. We've been told for decades that this is just part of growing older. But what if it's not? What if those symptoms have more to do with what's on your plate than with a number on your birth certificate? This is a hard truth. But if you want to age with health and dignity, you have to start looking beyond the obvious. There's a world of difference between aging and declining. And food has a much bigger role in that story than we've been told. A lot of the things we assume are just old age are actually our bodies crying out. Crying out from nutritional imbalances, hidden inflammation, and a steady stream of bad carbs. That morning toast, that after-lunch dessert, that frozen pizza at dinner, they build up like a slow burn. And then the doctor says, it's just age catching up to you. But when someone swaps these out for real food, whole, healing carbs, it's like flipping on a light switch. The energy comes back. Mood levels out. And that mental clarity, it returns like an old friend who just needed a wake-up call. One of the biggest red flags is brain fog. That sluggish, cloudy feeling, like your thoughts are moving through wet cement. I once worked with a man in his 70s, Mr. Arnaldo, who was convinced he had early Alzheimer's. He kept losing his keys, forgetting conversations. But after 3 months of eating clean, think veggies, beans, slow digesting carbs, that fog lifted. It's like my brain came back home, he told me, grinning. And no, it wasn't dementia. It was processed flour and sugar. Sounds too simple. That's because sometimes it is. Another misleading symptom? Irritability. We write it off as just age, but it's often tied to blood sugar roller coasters. Processed foods throw your system into chaos, spikes and crashes that wreck your mood. Inflammatory carbs do that. But the right ones, like fermented brown rice, purple sweet potatoes, and yams, deliver steady energy and support the nervous system. That's the kind of eating that doesn't just help you live longer. It helps you love the life you're living. Because true independence after 60 starts in the mind. Then there's the never-ending fatigue. You sleep 8 hours, yet wake up feeling like a truck hit you. That's not just getting older. It's often your liver working overtime to process artificial ingredients, preservatives, and sugar highs. Cut that load, fuel yourself with fiber-rich, whole foods, and your body gets space to repair. The vitality returns, not overnight, but steadily. This isn't magic. This is biology that's finally being respected. And that brings us to a bigger question. What if what you're feeling isn't aging, but accumulation? What if you could press reset, not with expensive pills or gimmicks, but with real food prepared the right way? The same way the Japanese elders have done for centuries, quietly, consistently, and with reverence for every bite. Most people don't realize this, but how food is prepared can turn a simple ingredient into a healing elixir or a slow poison. Ancient Eastern cultures understood this better than anyone. In Japan, something as basic as soaking beans or steaming vegetables isn't just a cooking choice, it's a philosophy of care. Every step in their kitchen has purpose. And this ancient wisdom has helped generations of elders age with health, grace, and vitality. While the West rushes through meals, the East embraces rhythm and reverence. And maybe, just maybe, that's the secret to not just surviving, but thriving. In practice, it's beautifully simple. Simmering roots slowly. Letting grains rest overnight in salted water. Avoiding deep frying and microwave shortcuts. These little acts reduce anti-nutrients, aid digestion, and increase nutrient absorption. A lentil that's been soaked and simmered doesn't bloat you. It nourishes gently. It's as if the food whispers, "I've got your back." And that's the spirit behind senior nutrition that supports healthy aging, not just physically, but emotionally. Take seaweed, for example. It's rich in minerals, but if not soaked and gently heated, it can irritate the gut. Same goes for soy. Fermented forms, like miso or natto, turn it into a superfood. This proves that it's not just what you eat, but how it's prepared. In Japan, time in the kitchen is sacred. Nothing is rushed. Every ingredient is honored. Because when food is treated with care, the body responds with strength. And the older we get, the more that care matters. Even the water used in cooking holds importance. In rural Japanese villages, people still use spring water heated slowly, not boiled harshly. Ever tried making chamomile tea that way? The taste is softer. The body's response gentler. That kind of attention preserves essential oils, reduces toxins, and enhances the food's natural healing powers. A slow-simmered soup becomes a balm for an aging body. And here's the thing, no supplement can match that. This kind of cooking isn't just nourishment. It's love, served warm. And the emotional side, it's real. Cooking with presence. Chopping, stirring, tasting activates a part of the brain that reduces stress and lifts mood. I knew a man who started cooking daily after retirement. Just simple meals. But within weeks, his anxiety dropped. He told me, cooking gave me back my sense of control. That's what autonomy looks like in old age. It's not just about chewing the right food. It's about being part of the process. Eating becomes an act of creation. And every creation takes time. If there's one lesson the West desperately needs to learn from the East, it's this: speed kills the details. And it's the details, the slow-boiled broth, the resting rice, the patient prep, that hide the real secrets to long life. But here's the twist: this is still just the beginning. Because there's one more part to this story that most people never talk about. And when you uncover it, it changes everything. Now that you know the truth about the best and worst carbs after 60, what are you going to do with it? Will you keep following the same habits that leave you tired, foggy, and frustrated? Or will you take the first step, just one, to reclaim your clarity, your strength, your independence? Be honest with yourself. How many symptoms you've been calling aging might actually be what's on your plate? This isn't about perfection. It's not about diets or guilt. It's about awareness and choices. And the beauty is, you don't have to change everything overnight. Just start. One better breakfast. One smarter swap. One meal cooked with intention. That's how the tide turns. That's how energy returns. That's how you start aging with health, dignity, and joy. So tell me, what food did you realize today has been fooling you all this time? Have you ever felt something was off with a so-called healthy choice? Drop a comment below and share your story. You never know who needs to hear exactly what you've learned. And if this message spoke to you, if it made you think or gave you a sense of hope, then hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications. Because every week, we explore how to stay sharp, strong, and joyful after 60. Not just live longer, but live better.